Having a little warm-up. We heard him at the start of our show saying this will be his and Ferrari's year. The bookies aren't disagreeing. The German 4-1 on to be world champion for a third time, but he isn't one for statistics. He's happy to leave those to the anoraks.
You must have something inside you that says, OK, I want to match Fangio's 5 world championships. Nothing at all?
No, this is not my goal. I mean, you see, this goal to achieve the championship together with Ferrari, I think this is such a high target, such a high goal. I don't need to look into the past and drivers which I can't compare myself, which is different times. I'm a realistic man, and you can't compare the 1950s against the 2000s. That's impossible.
Now, it's 9 years since I've known you, but I guess there's probably a third of your life almost actually thinking about it. But there are people who think that you push the limits too far when the prize is very big, when there's something big to be gained. When the stakes are big, do you go too far? Do you push the limits too far?
I believe I did only once in my life, honestly, and that was a situation which was Jerez with Villenueve. What I want to say is I went through the school of Mansell, Prost, Senna, and all this what has going on in competition at this time. And that's where I draw my conclusion from. I mean, you have the rules, and the rules taken care to what happens on the circuit. And you get a guideline. And my guideline is different than what you have today. I have to adapt to these guidelines, what it is today. But at some stage, they had changed. But they haven't changed without examples. And what happened to me, in my view, is that I was the first example, like in '97, where they said the first time, listen, this is unacceptable. What is right, what is wrong? I think the stewards do say that.
To be fair to you, in the end, you put your hand up for the Villeneuve thing and said, I made a mistake, I was wrong, and I won't do that again.
I did, but on the other side, in the past, it was okay to do things like this, even though I don't rate them okay. But what you do, I mean, you're not going to do it, you're going to be second. And people say, why didn't you do it? If you do it, you're going to look stupid and you're going to be criticized by the other way. So what is right, what is wrong?
It's true. I mean, I've had people drive me off the road straight into the wall with no problems whatsoever in the past.
But exactly. I mean, we know this situation, and then things have changed. And I mean, now we have had a little discussion yesterday about, for example, my start in Imola. And honestly, in the rule, it's allowed to change once the side, and if you do that, you're fine. And I did this, and Charlie said, or the FIA said, it's fine. But some people don't accept this, or some people think it is not right. You can argue whether it's right or it's wrong, but the rules do allow this, and I would lose a position if I don't do it. So what I have to do, I have to do it.
Okay, that was actually my next question. I mean, are you comfortable with? You're big on safety in Formula 1. We worked together on the GPDA after the death of Senna. You're still pushing like crazy on it.
Oh, yeah.
Are you comfortable with your start in Imola? Are you comfortable that was acceptable?
No, actually very much. I mean, if I would have put anyone into, I mean, being next to each other and put somebody on the grass or put somebody really in a difficult situation, I would agree with you, but I didn't. All the guy behind me had to do was to back off a bit. And I mean, in a normal overtaking situation, you go down the straight with me and Hill, for example, some years ago down in Canada. I had to back off a big time at 300 kilometers per hour. This was 100 kilometers per hour. You can argue, is this right or not right? But then the rules have to be strict and say you cannot do it. But if you allow the drivers to do this, then some will do it and some will go to the limit. And I'm known to go for the limit, but I believe I'm not known to go really over the limit if I know what is the limit.
Okay, thanks for talking to us, Michael. Interesting as ever.
Pleasure.
Tony, do you see something of a conflict there between his driving style and his concern for driver safety?
No, not really, because he does intimidate, he is aggressive, he is adventurous, and those are the sort of moves that Michael Schumacher would make. The bloke is an absolute ace. And of course his competitors are all bound to complain. That was Grand Prix Drivers Association they were talking about, and the drivers were all at the meeting here, and it was Irvine that complained about that very adventurous move. But if you put it another way, Michael is very concerned about safety. He's very concerned at the moment that a car will go into the crowd. And that is that when cars with two hot tyres hit each other, one can be launched in the air, as poor Martin Brundle's car was ages ago in Australia. He wants some sort of guards on the back. He says the FIA should do something about the spectator safety. We take the risk, but they shouldn't.